Hey everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. Game 3 of the Shiloh Slaughter GT 2015. Lord Tremendous of the Tomb Kings versus Aaron Chapman of the Dwarves. Some of you may know who Chapman is. He's actually going to the Masters this year. This list is a list that he put together to prep for that particular tournament. And needless to say, if you haven't figured it already, this guy is really good. Although the first time I ever played against him, I almost tabled him, or I did table him, one of the two. It was the game I saw prior, or it was the game I played, and prior to the Shiloh GT last year at their local store there. And needless to say, he remembered me. And so this is actually a real good one. So yeah, get ready to see what happens with this one. The scenario here is called the 5 tenets of a good general. Basically, in the deployment, it's a diagonal from one corner to the other far corner, going basically cutting the table into triangles. Uh, basically, you can't deploy within 6 inches on either side of that line. And after the line's been marked off, roll to see who places first. The winner places 2 units, and the opponent places 2 units, so on and so forth till everything's down as normal. Scouts and Vanguard can't end their movement within 6 inches of an objective, and the objectives are basically in the middle of each corner of the table, and then one right in the center there. Players who drove the farthest in order to get to the Shiloh get the +1 to go first, and objectives do not block line of sight but are impassable. Victory conditions. The first one is maneuvering the army for each unit with fortitude that controls an objective, 3 battle points. If the unit doesn't have fortitude but controls the objective, it's 1 battle point. The second way to get a condition is laying plans. Kill the enemy general in close combat. You get 2 battle points for that. Number 3 is strategic attack. Perform 2 or more rear and or flank charges, and if you do that, you get 2 battle points. The fourth one is weak and strong points. Kill all enemy units that can channel. You get 2 battle points there. And then, of course, waging war. If you win by 400 battle points, you get 5. Or I'm sorry, if you win by 400 victory points, you get 5 battle points. 150 to 399, you get 4. It's a draw, you get 3. Lose by 105 to 399, it's 2. And if you lose by 400 or more, it is, of course, you get 1 battle point because everybody gets the blue ribbon.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list, and it is as follows. My Tomb King, Lord Tremendous, he's got a shield, sword of anti-heroes, armor of destiny, Dragonbane gem, and the other trickster shard. I have my Lich High Priest, Queen Elizabeth. She's a level 4 wizard with the staff sorcery lore and Hekhara. And I have another Lich High Priest, Dark Vincent, who's a level 3 wizard with the Dispel Scroll and the lore of Undeath, because I like summoning free units. My hero choice is my Necrotech, Sinister Jeffrey, and he's got the Sword of Striking, Dragon Helm, and the Iron Curse icon. My core choices are a unit of 5 skeleton horse archers with a banner, a unit of 58 skeleton warriors, the Fateless, with full command, light armor, and shields, a unit of 12 skeleton archers, the Queen's Guard, with full command, 3 chariots, Rolling Bones, with musician banner and a banner of eternal flame, and another unit of 3 chariots, the Thunder, with banner musician. My special choices are 3 Medusa Stalkers, those that gaze, a Chimerian War Sphinx with Fiery Roar. My rare choices are my Hyro Titan, Nad the Protector, my Screaming Skull Phalapult, and my Casket of Souls. I honestly don't know what I did with my opponent's list. I could have sworn I had a copy of it. I don't know. I don't know what I did with it. I apologize. I don't have it. But it's a cool list. Maybe you can figure it out during the game. I don't know. I apologize. Here are my spells, which are pretty much exactly as you see here. And here's deployment. And I realized all too late. I was still coming off of my last dwarf army in game 2. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I was excited. I was, looking forward to playing these games. I got to face another dwarf list, looking forward to it. I knew it was a gun line. I haven't seen one in a while, and I'm an idiot. So yeah, I deployed way back, and I shouldn't have done that. I deployed in such a way that my warriors were gonna just get hosed the entire game. My chariots just. This was awful. All the open space in the middle of the table, I should have fired across. It's a gun line. He's gonna shoot at me until he runs out of ammo, and I think he brought enough. I think he brought enough. But yeah, I screwed up. I realized it in turn one that I screwed up, and I was hoping he didn't notice. And you'll see in a minute whether or not he noticed, because yeah. Yeah, my deployment was screwed up. And against the guy going to the Masters, too. Just unbelievable. I should have noticed. I really should have. I was just having too much fun, and I couldn't get my ass off my shoulders. So here's my opponent's right flank, which consists of a unit of Correlers. That big keg thing is an Anvil of Doom, and the guys in front of them are some Thunderers. And here's his center, which is a thing that nightmares are made up from. So there's a cannon on the left there, a unit of, I think, Iron Breakers with his BSB and his general installed. Next to them are two organ guns. Behind them is a stone thrower. Next to the thing with little goblins shooting out of it is another stone thrower. Over to the right there is another unit of Thunderers. And I believe this on his left flank is another unit of Correlers. Here are my scouts, which are over on his right flank, hiding behind the hill. And here's my right flank, which consists of my casket, my catapult, my archers, my titan, who are just way, way out of position. So stupid. And here's my center, which consists of the warriors, the kitty, and both units of chariots. Here's top of one, and to make matters worse, he got to go first. So, needless to say, there's very little movement. I would go so far as to say nothing moves. During his magic phase, he's got the Anvil of Doom. He's able to get +1 armor save off on his dwarves, and that I didn't really care about. Then we go into the shooting phase, and it's brutal. His first volley puts 5 wounds through on my leftmost chariots. And then after all else is said and done, he's able to put all but 1 wound to fit. He puts basically 8 wounds off on the unit of chariots on the left. He puts 5 wounds off on the unit on the right, and my chariots are basically crippled. Then his cannons fire and kill my war kitty, and I need to hear the music. I just need to hear it. So yeah, it's going just swimmingly so far. And then we go over here to bottom of 1 after movement, and I realize way too late that I screwed up really bad here. And I try to charge with my last chariot into the forest, into the Correlers. I know they're going to stand and shoot. I know I'm going to take dangerous terrain, but there's 1 wound left. My chariots are too far away from any casters to get any kind of healing. They're dead anyway. I try it. They stand and shoot, and they obliterate it. The other chariots move up as far as they can. My army moves up as fast as it can, but I placed them horribly. And by moving forward the way I did, I forgot that the objectives were impassable, so my skeleton warriors are on a course that's going to put them in the middle of the board and not be able to move. The Titan it's got a chance, I guess, to get up there, but it's not looking good. I forget to move my archers because, well, I don't move my archers because they're standing right behind the objective, which is impassable, so I have to scoot them 2 inches to the left, and they can't march because I'm Tomb Kings, we can never march. Oh, it's just I'm so dumb, and I screwed up horribly in this game in deployment, and the dwarves are laughing at me, and they should be. I leave my scouts behind a hill because I'm just kind of hoping that my opponent forgets about them, and maybe I can snake that objective marker at the bottom of 6 if they survive that long. Yeah, there's a better picture of my failed charge. He would have made it. He just, got shot to death before he could. Nothing happens in my magic phase. He's able to stop it like I had no magic phase. Might as well not have. So we go into shooting and the catapult. This piece of filth. Of course it's going to misfire. Of course it's going to misfire 3. Why wouldn't it misfire 3? There's only 5 other sides at a POS dice. But yeah, misfire and a 3. So I can't shoot this turn or next. And I hate this thing. Every friggin' game I hate this thing. So yeah, you might never see it again. So we go over here to top of 2 after movement, and the shooting gallery's open. The dwarves, I don't think they move. I think maybe his little infantry unit moves slightly, but not very much, and I can't blame him. During his magic phase, he gets +1 armor save off on his dwarves again, and I don't care. If I see combat with these guys, it's because things have gone terribly wrong. The shooting starts off pretty strong. I've got 1 chariot left on the table, but it's got full wounds. And then his cannons and his stone throwers and everything sound, and my skeleton unit loses about 20 models. My titan gets blown away, and my heart breaks. So we go over here to bottom of 2 after movement, and I realize I'm screwed. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, during the shooting phase, I didn't take a picture because I was trying to keep up with everything. He does finish off the last chariot. So my chariots, bottom of 2, both units of chariots, both monsters, and are dead. My skeleton have been reduced to 2/3 strength, and my fuck up of Holt is not able to shoot for this turn or next. So I want that thing to melt. But I decide that the only thing I'm going to be able to do here is points denial in this game because I have just played this so terribly. So I swift reform my useless skeleton warriors 4 inches back the way they came. And that's just a hope to get out of range of everything and maybe make it so that my casters can resurrect skeletons next turn if there's anything left. I don't know what else to do. There's no way I'm getting across the table though. So I didn't know what else to do. During the magic phase, since everything was out of range, I was able to get a spirit host on the table, and it was literally to just give him something else to shoot at. It was to try to draw out the spell dice. However, everything's going wrong. I threw 3 dice at dispel, and I'm irresistible forced it, so I miscast 5.
No! You must not read from the book!
Yep, I'm just doing the job for him. My caster takes a wound, and 4 of my skeleton archers die, which is something I really couldn't afford to have happen right now, but why not, right? It's been a while since I've been tabled. With nothing else good happening, or bad at that point, for that matter, in turn 2, we go over to the top of 3, and the dwarves actually have to move a little bit. The infantry come closer, the quarrelers on the left side move up, the thunders move up. They realize what I'm doing now. His unit of thunders on his left flank, my right, are going after the scouts because they're kind of running out of things to go after, and everything else is just literally cocking back to slide because they're going to unleash the fury. During the magic and shooting phase, this is what happens. About 6 more skeleton warriors die, the spirit host die, the catapult gets blown up, and the archers lose 1. And yeah, all things considered, that's actually the least amount of damage I've taken this entire game. So yeah, the only good thing is the catapult's dead, and I hope it goes straight to hell. So we go over here to the bottom of 3 after movement, and I continue my retreat. The skeleton warriors fall back 4 inches. They're within 12 now. Next turn they'll turn around and just hope to survive this game. That's all I can hope for. I'm hella screwed. That's it. My scouts stay where they're at because I'm hoping maybe that his dwarves can't make it there in time. I don't know. During the magic phase, I get the spirit host back up again. Again, just trying to pull the spell dice, and he lets it go. It goes off, and I got a spirit host thing for him to shoot at. Yay! My stalkers did come up, and they Care Bear stared at one of the stone throwers and were able to destroy it. Also, last turn, I didn't take a picture of it, but one of his organ guns exploded or something like that, or a cannon. Something exploded, so 2 war machines are now dead, and that's going to help at least, but with my stalkers where they are, they're going to get obliterated. Nothing else happens in 3, so we go to top of 4. And yeah, the Thunderers, Quarrelers, they move around again. The infantry moves up again, just kind of lock down the outhouse there in the middle of the objective. His Thunders on the right side go after the objective on his left flank and probably take out my scouts, which is fine. There's nothing I can do about that. And that's really about it. During a shooting phase, he has no problem evaporating my stalkers, and that's not a surprise. The rest of his shooting, he targets mainly the archers. He wants to get my Hierophant and start crumbling this thing because, you know what, he's got places to be, and, dealing with my sorry ass is probably pretty boring for him. But, you know what, his dwarves are getting great target practice, so I feel like I'm contributing. But yeah, I ended up losing 3 more archers and 2 more skeleton warriors. So we go over here to bottom of 4 after movement, and I'm going for broke. The spirit hosts charge the quarrelers there, and because they can't hurt me, maybe I can hurt them. And that's all I've got. My unit of Skeleton Warriors turn around in the face just in case anything gets froggy, and that's it. I've got nothing. There's a better picture of my Spirit Host slamming into his. I'm sorry, they were Thunderers. That's just kind of, desperately grabbing at straws, so we'll see what happens. And then I'm able to get my 5-up ward save off, which is kind of nice. It's Irresistible Force because, I threw 3 dice at it. Why wouldn't it be Irresistible Force? But I got a 5-up ward save now, and I did bring back a few models that I'm just going to take out with whatever miscast it's about to go off. During the miscast, it's a miscast 7. Only one skeleton is in base to base with her, and I make my 5-up ward save, so that's kind of nice. Other than that, I forgot to tell you, my Hierophant does already have 2 wounds on her from shooting previous turns. So, yeah, because he was able to target her once the unit was down to less than 5 rank and file. So, I forgot to mention that because I was choking back tears. In combat over here, I'm able to drop 1 Thunderer, so at least 1 Dwarf is dead for sure. However, with charge and a wound to rank and a banner, he has a Musician. I lose by 1, and my Spirit Host take a wound because, hey, at least I killed a Dwarf. I feel good about that. So we go here to top of 5 after movement, and again, really for the most part, there's not a whole lot. His Corlers are chasing down my scouts up there on my right flank. Everything else just kind of moves around to kind of giggle at the skeletons that are learning fear, which is bad. During his magic and shooting phase, the skies open up and he just shoots everything. His cannons and everything are able to put enough wounds through on the archers that he can target my Hierophant. He does and kills her, which is awesome. He kills off another 6 of my Skeleton Warriors, and now there's no way for me to bring them back, which is even better. And due to crumble checks, my Spirit Host dies. So, oh well. So then we go over here to bottom of 5 after movement, and my Skeleton Warriors, they need an 11 to charge his unit of Dwarves with his General BSB installed. I figured why not. I declared to charge. My opponent said flee, and I'm looking, and he's got 2 War Machines, an Engineer, another War Machine, and then he'd be off the table. So if my opponent could just roll like a 9 or a 10, he would bounce, 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 and that unit would be off the table, and that would be a huge upset, and I thought that would be great. He, of course, rolls a 5 for fleeing because the Dwarven gods are with him, and I get nothing. I fail my charge, I move up 3 inches, which is great because now I'm in total range of everything else, but, I was losing this game anyway, might as well lose it completely. There's a better picture of my failed charge and his dwarf guys running exactly far enough away that it doesn't matter. Sigh. And with nothing else happening during my turn, because he's easily able to dispel what pathetic amount of magic I have, except for my Ubshati. I get some Boshati up on the table. That's kind of nice. It was an Irresistible Force, so that was kind of cool. But other than that, we go over here to top of 6 after movement. And, of course, his dwarves rally. They turn to face, and they're laughing at me even harder. His dwarves move up to shoot at my scouts because now they're on the hill. They can see them. And everything else just, again, is sighting down this, the Ironsides looking to take out what little I have left. There's a better picture of his dwarves rallying, and that was a damn shame. During the magic and shooting phase, he just blows up another 5 Skeleton Warriors and a Boshati. Yeah, really, he's just trying not to fall over himself laughing. Also, during the shooting phase, he's able to kill all but 1 of my scouts, which is a shame, but it is what it is. However, I do realize that I did miss taking my crumble checks for the Hierophant at the beginning of my next friendly turn, so another Shopti guy dies, and the final scout dies. So it is what it is. Can't win them all. So we go over here to bottom of 6 after movement. I take my crumble checks, and, well, nothing dies, so that's kind of nice. I think the Ubshati take a couple of wounds, but that's about it. Other than that, I think the Ubshati charge into the Thunderers there that the Spirit Hosts were in because they were free. I might as well do something with them. Unfortunately, due to crumble checks and everything else like that, the standing and shoot reaction, he's able to kill my Ubshati before I do anything to him, and that's just the way this game's been going. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's the end of the game. Short one, I know, but it was really, he shot, I'm an idiot and placed and maneuvered like a noob and got exactly what I deserved. I'm playing against the guy who's going to the mother effing Masters, and I played like a mother effing Riri. So I kind of deserved what I got. I do hold on to the moral high ground that he was unable to table me, so I feel good about that. And also, the funny part is, I saw him before the tournament started. We were talking, and he showed me his list. I'm used to seeing him run high elves or wood elves. He had dwarves. I was like, "Where are the elves?" And he's like, "I'm trying these out for the Masters." And I did tell him that if I ran into him during the tournament, I would do everything in my power to try to make sure that he got that Masters invite. I didn't really mean it, but apparently I subconsciously did. So I feel that I'm a man of my word, if not a victim in this one. But we'll get to the recap in a minute, because thank God this game is over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
All right, guys and gals, there it is. Token Gal is back, and she's back in full operation mode of making tokens. So if you missed out before she went and got married and became Mrs. Token Gal, or however that works, this is your chance. Get your tokens now. Send her an email. Send her your monies. Get yourself some tokens. They're dirt cheap, solid gold quality. You're not going to be disappointed. Tell her Tremendous sent you. She'll probably know. But yeah, get these tokens. They're so much better than just using dice. They're so much easier to remember everything. You don't have to worry about your cards getting lost, stolen, ripped, torn, whatever. And, you know, they're glass beads, cool high-def pictures. Totally worth it. Get yourself some tokens. You won't regret it. That's right, guys. As you saw from the pictures, Unleashed Wargaming is now doing magic cards. As you can see, not only magic cards, but phenomenal magic cards. Laminated on thick cardstock, photoshopped so that it's real sharp pictures. The words are easy to read. It's real obvious they're numbered, the casting value, the type of spell it is. And they're so unique. They're beautiful magic cards. I have every intention in the world of sending just all the orders I can get to this guy when 9th edition comes out to give me a whole set of the magic cards, because these are amazing. Not only does this guy do great painting, so if you want your models painted or you need something painted and you want it painted at a real good standard, at a professional standard for a damn good price, contact this guy. Send him an email. Get yourself some cards. Get yourself your army painted. You won't regret it. Let him know Tremendous sent you. So, yep, I won. I don't know if you guys realize that or not. No, I didn't. I got my pride kicked in on this one. It was a huge loss for me. I got 225 points out of him. Half of those he gave me with a misfire. And he got 1,365 out of me. So I ended up getting 3 battle points in this one. He got 15. And there was a 1,140 point victory point difference between us. Whoo! Gun lines. And yeah, hesitating, poorly deploying. Right now, Death Holy Death is watching this report, and he's ashamed of me, and I'm going to feel it in the Force. I am. In the end, though, I ended up losing about 7 pounds of pride, my Titan, my Kitty, my Stalkers, my Scouts, my Chariots, all my Chariots, my Catapult, which I'm okay with. The hell with that thing. And Queen Elizabeth, because she was, sniped. Yeah, what can you do? The dwarves ended up losing 1 cannon and 1 organ gun, about an hour of his time and any respect he might have had for me. So that's kind of sad. But I was unaware that I had bullseye stamped on my entire army's head. Wow, I've never seen shooting that good. And not only shooting, but efficient gunline shooting. His artillery die didn't have anything less than an 8 or a 9 on it. So, or I'm sorry, 8 or a 10 on it. He did misfire and blow himself up once, which was kind of cool, but it really blew my mind how perfectly he was shooting. You would be like, okay, so my cannon is going to be 10 inches from your back, so an 8 or a 9 should hit. Oh, there's an 8, I hit. Oh, there's another 8, I definitely hit. Okay, here's my organ guns. Here's 2 artillery die, 8 and a 10, 10 and a 10, 8 and a 10, 10 and a 10. It's like, come on! There are other sides to those dice. The TO was at the table during this slaughter, and we did check the table for magnets, and we didn't find any. So I just got to assume that my opponent knows what he's doing, and have to live with that. I just don't know what I'll do. But I also know that I screwed up. I should have deployed right on the line, and I should have gunned forward. I should have just weathered the barrage, got into these guys, and started overrunning the best I could. Unfortunately for me, I deployed like an incredible moron. I mean, just horrible. And I know anybody who's watching this game and has ever played against any kind of gun line knows, like in deployments, like, yeah, you deserve to lose this game. And don't worry, don't worry. Karma was there. I lost this one big time. But yeah, the dwarven laughter was probably the worst part. To be honest, though, it was still a fun game. We were joking the whole time. We were laughing. I knew I screwed up. I said it too. I was like, I realized in turn one, which was about 20 minutes too late, that I had screwed up. I was just hoping that you didn't notice. And then when you did, I knew it was going to be a 90-degree uphill battle, and there was no way I should have won that one, and I didn't. So everything worked out the way it should. I think he enjoyed playing this game. Seeing the skeletons blow up and go 50 feet up in the air and fall on the ground had to be fun. And who doesn't enjoy massacring their opponent? I mean, honestly, especially during a GT. But you know what? Very well played by my opponent. He took full advantage of my stupidity, and that's exactly what he should have done. This was an excellent report. Consider this like a training game so that you guys, if you ever see a gun line, you know exactly what not to do. So if you ever, you know, run into a gun line, just think, okay, I'm going to do everything opposite of what Lord Tremendous did, and I should massacre my opponent. And you might. So there you go. You're welcome. See what I do for you guys? I sacrifice things for you guys. You're welcome. But you know what? It's if you ever get a chance to play against Chapman, do it. It's a real good game. It's a lot of fun, and the guy knows what the hell he's doing. And if you lose to him, you're losing against the guy who's going to the Masters. You know, it's like losing against Valdez or something like that. These guys go to the Masters. There's no shame in losing to these guys. There's shame in the way I played, but not in losing to them. But definitely a fun game, and I hope I get a rematch against him soon one day. And yeah, man, good luck at the Masters. But yeah, that's going to do it for this battle report number 190. Little kick in the pride, little kick in the teeth. But hey, you know what? Everybody needs one of those. Keep them a little humble, and I'm okay with staying humble. As always, though, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, and I'm sure you have a few after this report, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.